Hello, my name is John.
And I'm Nikki, and we are the bosses next door.
Today we're talking about multiple businesses feel like playing whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole.
Yes.
Yes.
Does it feel like running multiple businesses like whack-a-mole with the three that we have?
Yes. Every day.
Every day.
Like multiple whack-a-mole games, like everywhere.
Like drums?
Yes.
Do you feel like, would you recommend having three businesses?
If they were all running and had the right people in place, sure, it wouldn't be a big deal. But two are running with the right people in place. The third is running with the right people, but it's not completely built out. So it takes a lot more time for us to be invested over there. Yeah. And we have all the other stuff going on at the other ones.
It's super interesting. Like, I think that, so our lawn care company, Little John's Lawns, we turned around big time. Like, we had a big, change, really kind of started the beginning of last year and then really gained momentum. And there was a lot of things that we probably were ignoring in the beginning, or just okay, we'll just focus on these other things because it needs to get done. Mm-hmm. We had already had Call Boss for 6 years at a time, and then Capture was in negotiations. We actually signed a contract, I think, with that purchase half of it.
Yeah.
But our focus was on Little John's, and I think what the great thing that happened about having multiple businesses is it forced our hand to put the processes in. We were always kind of ran by our processes, and we had the right people. We thought with the right people in place, mm-hmm. And then I think that really there was some stuff exposed pretty fast. We moved to the new building, right? And mm-hmm. I think that it forced us, or at least me, to start handing things off faster than I probably intentioned. And I should have done that probably a long time ago. So learning lesson on my part, because mm-hmm. I was like, oh my God, there is so much stuff going on with the software company and the phone system, and Little John's, how do you maneuver all this stuff?
Right.
Yeah, that part been really, really difficult. And I think we're coming into our selling season, and you mentioned the whack-a-mole, it is literally like whack-a-mole right now.
Right now it is, for sure.
Because we are we're blowing records up with Little John's, and Call Boss is starting to build this momentum, and we're doing all these changes, and it's oh my gosh.
24 hours is coming, and
coming fast.
We got to be staffed for it. And do we have enough business to support it? There's just a lot.
Yeah. So I think there's that. I think if you can have the intention, you're focused on one business, I think that is how, I would definitely recommend that. Mm-hmm. I think that we saw a need in the market, and that's why we opened up Call Boss. And then I think we've always kind of talked about having a software CRM system. And then we had an opportunity, and I think if we didn't take that opportunity, I don't know if another one would have came along.
No, and the time to build from the ground up, I don't think we really wanted to do that. Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think I think we knew the risk. We knew kind of the how challenging it was going to be. But I think you think how challenging it's going to be, and then you get into it and you're like, God dang.
Yeah.
Fair?
Sure. Because there's just so many things you don't see. And then as you get into it and you start working through it, it's oh my gosh, but this also needs to happen. Oh my gosh, this was great. We built it this way, but we really need what if scenario to go into that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So I think that part had a lot to do with it. I think that seeing that, like Nikki's saying, is you think, oh yeah, I have this lined up. Okay, well, it's going to give me time for here. And then you look back and you're like, oh crud. Yeah, I was lined up, but I didn't expect this to happen or that to happen. Or we have an employee that just is stepped up, and it was they're just taking on what needs to get handled. And you're like, okay, mm-hmm. Right? You're checking, oh, this person has it. Mm-hmm. And that's been kind of cool, because I think my view is two of our businesses, Call Boss and Little John's, we've had some people step up, really step up.
For sure.
And kind of grow into the role. Nikki made the comment today, we had a meeting with Mikey, and the growth that Mikey's had on
the creative side.
The creative side is pretty incredible, right? And mm-hmm. so now it's we literally can give stuff to him and okay, can you do this, this, this? And he'll come back with 2, 3, 4 options.
Right.
Right. And that's pretty awesome. And we have multiple people to speak about in each group. I just think that it's not the preferred method is to take on multiple companies.
Right.
We are working crazy hours and like just to get this thing going where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we're getting ready for this, we were talking about it's not just strategy, it's shifting attention.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part is you can come in and be ready for the day. And I have X amount of things I need to do. We've talked about that in other episodes. But right now where we're sitting with so much of our emphasis being needed with the software company, that's always popping up and has pieces to it. So Little John's might need something, Call Boss might need something, but Capture is taking the bulk of the time right now in our busy season for the other two companies. So it's really stressful in the sense that there's so many things that have to be done, but we have to make sure we have enough time to get to all of them.
Exactly right. Yeah, you're exactly right. It's like we have these layers of meetings, right? And it's like you're having these meetings with the software and you're like, okay, but why can't we do this? And then there goes an explanation why, right? And then you have to transition, put a different hat on, go over and deal with the next thing, and then transition, taking the hat off. And what you expect is going to be a couple-minute conversation, could go down this rabbit hole.
2 hours.
Yes. And you're just like, God bless it, man.
But I didn't have 2 hours for that at that time.
That's right. So it's really, really interesting. What I find myself doing is like I'm starting to block off, not a day, but a kind of like trying to block off a day of like, okay, I'm really going to focus on these things that I need to get done and really like try to barrel down in it. I found myself spending more time in my office with my door closed than I ever have. And it's just trying to knock out the things that need to get done.
Yeah.
I think it's a really interesting process to be in.
Yeah.
And then I think that for me, I think to get Little John's off our plate is kind of like the big one, right? Like if I can get like this thing to run,
right,
and not have to be involved as like I am right now. And I'm not.
And you're doing so much better. The part for you that was the hardest to let go was dispatch. We've tried having dispatch, and no fault of anybody's that's tried to sit in that seat. It's just hard to do, but in the same instance, you know how you want it done.
Yeah.
Like I can do it, but you're never happy with it because it's not the way you would do it, but it all works out the same.
Yeah.
But now you've got someone else doing it and you're just kind of looking it over to make sure it's good and keep it moving. And that's been huge for you to let that piece go because it was super time consuming.
Yeah, super time consuming. Yeah. But if we can get, like the goal is like we have some pretty big goals set for ourselves and we've sold a lot of work.
Already.
Oh, yeah, already. And that part is like, holy cow, man.
It's mid-March. That's wild that we're so far along and the season's just kicking off.
We are on a pace to potentially hit 300 customers by the end of March.
Which is
of new
crazy
customers.
for us. Yeah, that's fast. It'd be interesting to see what it's like in the same industry, but across the U.S. Like I should tap into Call Boss and see how other people's start of the season is going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we got really aggressive on certain aspects of it. I think we've really gotten good at certain things on how to bring work in. It's like, this one's being ignored because we already dealt with it. Got to focus on this one, right? And I think you're kind of playing that game of like walking around, right?
Right. Well, is this one broken? Okay, no, leave it alone for a minute. Focus over here. Is this one, like you said, being ignored? Is this one running smooth? If it is, good. Let it do its thing. So it's just, like you said, the people in place make that happen. And so right now, things are going pretty smooth. Like Call Boss is pretty smooth. We're hiring. So I am checking in to see what they are listing about the applicants that are coming through. And I'm not in that process anymore. So I'm just like, you guys do it, but I still got some eyeballs on it just to make sure it feels right.
I kind of like, so yesterday we stepped in and talked to 2 new employees. So Nikki and I like to step in the training class.
Via Zoom.
Via Zoom, yeah. And then we were on the same time yesterday, but a week or 2 ago, there was one in the training class. And then I think we went at different times.
We did.
But yesterday was fun. It's just a reminder. All of those have been fun, all of them. But like, it's just a reminder, like, man, people have bought into our dream.
Yeah.
And they're like going, right? And I thought that was really cool.
Well, and they were excited to meet us. They're like, we've heard about you, but we didn't know if we were going to meet you. And then we pop in. We're like, hello, welcome to the team.
Yeah.
And it's just a good vibe. Like the people have to mesh well with the team.
Yeah.
And I think the team at Call Boss and Little John's, I don't know so much about Capture, but I know Karthik has built an amazing team over there. And everyone we interact with is really good.
It's been amazing, yeah.
But at Little John's and Call Boss, we've created this culture and people really buy into it. And so it's exciting because we can tell right away if people are going to mesh or not.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting. That is pretty. I was talking to one of our onboarding people, Maggie, and she's like doing some of the second interviews right now, and it's just like, hey, this is what I'm seeing. Because we do sales calls together, and it's just like, okay, how's this? We're looking like we're good, like getting a pulse on it. I don't go through the hiring channel as much as you do, but once a week I'm kind of like listening to what people are saying. But it's just interesting, right? So you talk about the things that they're not broke, so don't fix it. That's one of them, right? Call Boss is getting this ramped up. We have beginning of next month, we're going to go 24 hours. Like we got contracts tomorrow that we're going, to meet and finalize, and like all of these things. And it's like really, really interesting. I think the one thing that I have to be careful of, and I don't know about you, but like getting drugged down into like the menial tasks, like it's important, but it's not what should be taking up my time.
Yeah, that only happens with certain things when people have questions.
Yeah.
So then it's direction with try this, go this way and see what you can do. But are you bringing this to me because you want an answer? Do you want me to solve it for you? Or are you just trying to vent? That's my sticky note on my desk because I heard that on the work podcast.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that is awesome. So now I can use that and say, okay, well, you can go back and make a support ticket for that. Let me know what you find out after you get an answer.
Yeah, absolutely right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, it's the running smooth, but it's not going to run smooth forever. So just get ready because it's about to break. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely.
And so I think as you...
But please don't break.
Not today. Like today is that day. Like today has been just wild. And it's just like...
For you.
For me, yeah. But it's just like getting hit by everything first thing in the morning and it just didn't stop. And then what it's saying, like we realize there's a break in it with our subs. Like, oh my God, there's an issue. Mm-hmm. Go back, let's work on it, fix it, and now like we'll move forward. We should not have that problem in the future. But it was like, dang it.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna open another location.
Yeah. You're right. We're about to.
Yep.
Yeah. Watch out to that area. So I guess my question is, if we could do it all over, would you ever do 3 businesses again? Because it is like bouncing around. There is a cadence to it, I think, but some of it is very like sporadic, I guess, maybe.
Sometimes if you don't, you'll miss the opportunity.
Yeah.
And if we would have missed the opportunity, then who knows like what would have happened, right? I think in order to be better, we have to be uncomfortable. We have to grow. So yes, I would do it again.
Yeah.
I know it's tough, but
yeah,
that's all right. We'll retire before we're old and,
man,
help people build great lives.
That part is really exciting.
Yeah.
So Nikki and I have this goal, right? Like we want to make FU money, right? And that's kind of why we took a big risk. That's why we've taken a big risk on a lot of things. But like software company, biggest bang for its buck, if we're going to be able to try to grow it, to sell it, to whatever. And like, we talk about that. Yeah, we want to make FU money, but man, how cool would it be to figure it out for the people who made it around us? Like,
right.
Did it. Like that part's exciting.
Right. How do we take care of them so that they're set up?
Yeah.
And because they were here with us in the beginning of the journey.
Or just along the way, right? Like
right.
I'm so thankful for all the people who've been with us along this journey. Mm-hmm. Like it's pretty amazing.
Because there's ups and downs. Every day is something different,
Every day.
Every day.
So just think back, right? So like we're talking about these 3 businesses, and I think back like the people who started with us in the beginning, like what jack-offs we were, man. Like no processes, nothing in place. We're just like, go get it done.
This is how I do it.
Right.
You try.
But it wouldn't be possible, I think, if we didn't put the processes in play. We didn't do the things we needed to get done.
Right.
Fair. Mm-hmm. And I think that those kind of things like has taught us a lot. Like if you have the steps in place to set yourself up for success, you're going to be successful.
Right.
Right.
Well, and we were on that path, right? We were learning because we didn't know. So we've talked on other episodes about how we got into Academy, how we started learning to dial in the SOPs. Oh, you need everything in SOP? Yeah. Oh, you need a handbook. Oh, all the things we didn't have.
Yeah.
So as we learned and got better, the team learned and got better, and some made it and some didn't.
Yeah. Brilliant. Do you feel guilt in between any of the companies if you're not being able to give it enough attention?
I did early on, but I don't now.
Yeah.
Because I know the people that we have are doing what's best for the companies themselves. They've bought in, like you said. And so, no, I don't feel guilt. They know that we're running 50 miles an hour, but in 4 different directions at once. You know what I mean? So it's like, but they chime in and we message when needed, but I know they've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. I do feel the same way. Like, I feel like most of them feel like, okay, you know, like they're going to handle business or whatever. Mm-hmm. I do like the CRM system or the software company is taking up so much time. I think it's like, and maybe it's not directly on the phone with, you know, development team or Mike and who's doing the sales, stuff like that. But it's like still going through like, okay, how is this working? What needs to get added? What's we have a version that's getting ready to get pushed out here really soon. That's exciting, but it's like, okay, that's great. But what's coming the next version, right? What's the next thing that's going to happen? What's the next thing we need to work on?
Well, it took us a little bit too because we're not from software world, right?
No,
so we're like, we need all of this and this and this and this. And they're like, this is now, this is phase 2, this is phase 3. And I'm like, but we need it all now.
Right.
But we can't have it all now. And I have to remember back to when we first started with Service Autopilot back in like 2013, I think it was. They release things later, but it's been so long that it feels like nobody wants to wait. You know,
No.
We all want it all buttoned up right now with all of the extras.
Yeah.
And those extras didn't come till like 4 years down the road.
Right.
When we were starting off.
You're exactly right. Thank you for saying that because I am like the same thing. Well, we have to have this. We have to have that. And it's like, no, we don't really have to have that. It's nice to have it.
It's nice to have, but the clientele that we're going after that are also small businesses like us, they use it right now and they expect it. So they're like, well, my current system, I can do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Does yours? It will, but not yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It will be, and it should be, but you also have to have teams that are either starting out and they're brand new and they're going to be patient, or for some other companies that are already existing, it's going to be, how can I work with this and wait until that's ready? Or is there something we can do to tie it in and integrate and make something happen?
If we only had Capture, do you think Capture would grow faster?
For sure.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah. Because every day it's like, I have whatever I'm trying to test and break and fix for Capture and what flow it should be.
Okay.
And some days I can't even look at it. Like Monday, we have our 5:15 a.m. meeting with them, go through all the things, make my list. I'm like, okay, by like noon, 1 o'clock, I should be able to like dig in. And it may go so left that I can't dig in. So I need more time in the day, which I'm not going to get. But I got to find a way to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I need to.
Yeah.
But I also have to like handle things on the regular. They're not daily tasks anymore. They're normally like, this is a mini crisis. I need you, you know?
Yeah.
And those don't happen all the time, but when they do.
Right. Fair. Yeah, fair.
Like when, you know, 6 people don't come to work on a Tuesday. What?
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting.
Right.
Yeah, I've been curious about that too, because I think we're still stuck on the development side, right? Mm-hmm. The development side that we're waiting on. I think once this develops like out to what we need, but Little John's gave us the experience. The Academy gave us the experience. You know, knowing Jonathan and John gave us the experience. Knowing all these people around us gave us that experience. And I think like it was a really good compliment. One of our business partners, Mike, said today, was like, man, you guys are incredible operators. Like just to watch how we go. And it was very nice of him.
Yeah.
He owned a pretty big landscape company in Nevada or Vegas. And so they hear that from him, and he's dealing with these big companies.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to deal with them too. And it's like, I feel way more confident as we start like getting our toes wet and dipping into these companies. Like, oh yeah, I know what's up. You know?
Yeah.
Residential do that to you. You gotta learn how to like move and flow and everything else, right?
Right.
And I don't think we ever took the easy road. And I think that's the other part of it. You know,
right.
We started out survival, you get going, and then you're like, man, this is all right. You know, this is a niche that nobody's in.
If it's a challenge, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think Call Boss would have been farther if we didn't have Little John's?
Call Boss would have been farther if we didn't have Little John's? Yeah. No, because Little John's was the accelerator. We didn't even know we needed Call Boss until we had Little John's.
Yeah.
So, no.
It's a unique business for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. It helps a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
The business has to understand why it's important and how it helps, and the ones that get it, get it.
Yeah.
So.
And going back to the guilt thing, I don't feel guilty on each company, but I do feel bad sometimes. I'm like, shoot, like they're waiting for something to be answered, right? And then by the time I get back to them, it could be several hours or whatnot. And I'm just like, so I gave my office, I go out and I eat at the counter. And like when I get at the counter, it's like not Vulture City, but everybody's like, I got a question. You know?
I don't even know how you do that. I eat at my desk. I'm just like, I just don't have time to go sit. But
yeah, I just need to get away from my desk for a sec.
Yeah.
But it is like, you know, I feel like I don't want to neglect anybody either. You know.
yeah,
So it's kind of nice to have this. Like we were doing this several hours later than we were supposed to, but it's because like all the things happening, right? You're like, yeah. So
pick up a truck, you know, all
do
the things.
Yeah, all the things.
You just never know. So
Yeah.
a little setback today.
Yeah. So I think the biggest takeaway is that no, don't recommend necessarily having 3 companies, because I think if you could really like focus your energy on one, like you can accelerate it pretty fast. I think for us, like what Nikki's saying is like we had opportunities, we had to strike on those opportunities, but I think it also forced to make Little John's better. It's forcing us to make moves at Callbots that we were never probably going to do for a long time, going 24 hours, opening ourselves up to a different industry. So I think it actually has done some really good things for us. It's like a byproduct of running a software company. Fair?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it either. Maybe 2. But three is a lot. Again, unless you've got people in place, like if owner investors that aren't there, or like those boring businesses that people want to try and buy, I would say, yeah, do something like that to where you can still focus on your main, but you've got this other one that's just kind of doing its thing and you're collecting your check.
Okay.
That's next. But we're not there yet because we got 3. So we got to finish all this first. But yeah, I think that's the route to go. I would do that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Side note. What is that one that you're talking about then? What
boring business?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, we were listening to Cody Sanchez, and she had that podcast where she was talking about buying all the boring businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're talking about roofing, we can definitely buy the roofing company. But I feel like I'd have to dig in to get it up to par.
Okay.
Not that it's not on par, but just to get it into, and that's the problem with a lot of these businesses is they're on spreadsheets and paper. We've talked about this, or like everything's in a file versus a software system. So we'd have to transition and get everything the way we wanted it, and then it would be fine.
So no dry cleaners or fourplex or?
Oh no, you want a fourplex.
I want lots of fourplexes.
That's a thing. Yeah, no, I would totally do a dry cleaning business. If I
Really?
didn't have to be there, I would do the car wash where you just go pick up the quarters.
Yeah.
Do that too.
Interesting.
What do you mean? We talked about this
We've
before.
talked about it. I thought this stuff was like.
But
way
we
down
can't
the
do it right now. We're playing whack-a-mole. We got to wait and get this dialed in, and then.
And we got a podcast that we watch every week. We have a meeting with Mikey. Like, okay, how many more new subscribers do we have? How many more is this? And like, it is pretty interesting to kind of see how like which platforms takes off. And this is almost like a mini business. Like
Look, I'm carrying Spotify all by myself.
Oh, shoot.
I am the lone subscriber. No,
Hey.
we have a few.
Yeah,
Not enough.
Spotify, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, right? This is almost like, I almost consider like a little business, right? It's a little side gig.
Yeah.
But it's more like, you know, it'd be very, very interesting.
Well, it's not monetized, so it's just to give knowledge.
To give knowledge, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully you guys can take something away from it. You know, I think just a little more lighthearted, just because I think like, man, it's just been like a tornado here the last.
What can you do? You just got to roll. So.
You just got to roll.
Yep.
Pay the bills, make sure it all goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
And move forward. Make sure you're making money. That's the important part.
That part. I got some P&Ls to go over today.
All right.
Good deal.
Well, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much.
See you on the next one.
See you on the next one. Bye.